Well, thank you, Mr. Ambassador. I feel like you guys are honoring, you know, a team that's won the Stanley Cup quite a few times, and you ended up with some third-string goon up here who barely gets in on the third shift. I mean, Jill, I stopped at her desk yesterday and said, I'm lucky enough to go up and accept this award on our behalf, and she said, I want them to know that a very important part of what we do and what we view our future to be is our international outreach, our international footprint, and the fact that people of your caliber and talent would set aside an award that has been won by so many wonderful people for our shop is both appreciated and deeply, deeply gratifying. I just want to take a moment as somebody who's, I mean, I landed on here from the surface of the moon. I'm not narrative on a lot of these stories. As both somebody who's been educated, nurtured, and looked after by many, many talented women in this business, and the father of 3 women, I just think it's been extraordinary to watch the level and caliber of women who've come up here again and again. I work for a pretty smart woman, and I do think she's newsman, forgive me, to her core, and I do think the rest of the culture could learn a little bit from the fact that in journalism, there really is or shouldn't be any glass ceiling. That's a little. As I said, I'm not your typical timesman. I have more in common in terms of hobbies and backgrounds with your current mayor than I do with my I feel for the guy. I got here today and I was like, wow, mass resignations, allegations of drug rings run during the 80s by relatives and siblings, 5 a.m. raids. I thought, God, is this Afghanistan? Holy Christ. You people are really going to mess up your sort of reputation for efficacy and boringness if you keep this up. I'm sorry I'm making you hold that. Natalie and Bob, I was skeptical about coming because I broke my arm running for a story, I want to point out, which proves 2 things. I'm old and really clumsy. So I was skeptical about coming up, but Bob and Natalie said I could talk for an hour about my theories of journalism and then reprise it in the original French. So we mentioned, what I wanted to say is I loved the video that they made. You didn't see like the big names that, this is a newspaper that emerges from the spaces between people, and many of them handle copy, many of them design web pages, many of them, I would never be involved in journalism if my name didn't end up in the paper, but there are hundreds and hundreds far less narcissistic but no less talented people at the New York Times. And part of the reason, again and again, I've stepped up to stories where I've thought somebody better, more important, more knowledgeable should do this. And somewhere deep in the organization, a bunch of people would get together and lift me up and throw me over the goal line again and again. What I wanted to tell you is that the New York Times is an extraordinary product that emerges from the space between normal, everyday people. We are trying every single day to make it really, really good, the best we can. Sometimes it's not all that great. We've made some mistakes. But your recognition is really, really important to us. It's a deep tribute. Journalism is young in Canada. It had to get by. It isn't like America where It had to shake off the yoke of oppression, of censorship, and you guys had to fight for the place you stand. So the fact that you would say that we're worthy of your attention for this thing of ours is a deep tribute. And I don't, people laugh and make fun of journalism awards and this very heavy one that the ambassador continues to hold. I'm so sorry about this. But what I want to say is we are in one room, right? For years, we put the white paper out. People have given us green paper back. And now there's been this paradigm shift, and it's created a friction-free environment that is great for reporting. Too bad it ruined our business model. But we're on our way to another room. And that other room is a great and wonderful place. And you know what? There's a long, dark hallway in between. And if every once in a while what we do is light a campfire, sit around the campfire, and celebrate the stories that we've done together, including your tribute to us. Thanks a million for that. I think it's a fine way to spend an evening. Thank you so much.